to do something just a little different. Seen so many comments about our last few races, how close they have been. 5 races in a row, we've lost first round, making really good competitive runs. And so I actually did a little research, something a little different for me. I kind of know the numbers in my head of what they have been, but let's just back up. Let's review our last 5 races. Let's start with Sonoma.
What a way to start.
We raced Josh Hart. Josh Hart has been on a tear, no questions about it. So let's just go to first round Sonoma. Josh Hart, 058 on the tree. He runs 373 at 328 miles an hour. Us go 060 on the tree and 373.4, 327 miles an hour. We were quicker to the 60 foot. We were quicker to the 330. We were quicker to the 8th mile. So Josh passed us coming up on the finish line. We lost that race by .0038. Heck of a drag race, right? Well, okay. What do you do different? I don't know. I mean, you know, had a good light, made a good run, 327 miles an hour. It was on 8 cylinders. Chalk that up as a loss. It's drag racing. So while we're on Sonoma though, let's take a look at the rest of first round. We would not have beat Leah. She went 047 on the tree, 320, 372, 328. Antron Brown. We would have won, no, actually it was Sean Langdon. We would have won that round. He was 077, 374. We would have lost to Steve Torrance. We would have lost to Brittany. We would have beat Doug Coletta. And we would have beat Justin Ashley. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's the way it is. All right, let's move to Seattle. Who do we race? Josh Hart.
Have I missed that? 3 points.
Dude just kept kicking our butt. This one was not as close as the rest. I missed the tree a little bit. He was 061, I was 081. So I put us 200s behind right there. But we had made up those 200s by 60 foot. We were 847 to his 862. We were 214.9 to his 214.2 at the 330. So we had already fell back behind. We were 3047 at the 8th mile. He was 302. He went 375.9 at 325. We went 379 at 323. Got our butt kicked on that one. Pretty plain and simple. Let's look at the rest of first round. We would have lost to Brittany. We would have beat Doug Coletta. We would have lost to, who was that? Leah. We would have beat Steve Torrance. We would have lost to Justin Ashley. We would have beat Tony Schumacher, and we would have beat Sean Langdon. Again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We did not. Drag racing. Let's move to Topeka.
A great side-by-side drag race, and the win line goes for Langdon by 5/10,000ths of a second. 381.4 beats a 381.9. That is brutal, Tony. Brutal.
Well, you know, this is a lot like the Schumacher-Doug Coletta matchup. I mean, both drivers did everything they could, but it was Sean Langdon that really stayed the course. I mean, he got left on by the slightest amount. And that's the reason it was so close, because Clay got 5/1000ths of a second of a head start, and both the cars nearly identical at the finish line.
We raced Sean Langdon, one of the best drivers out there. Heck of a world champion, Whether it's in bracket racing, super comp, Top Fuel, the dude is a bad dude. No two ways about it. So, leaving the starting line, I was 057 to his 062. 8th mile, we were 3064, he was 3061. Finish line, we were 3.819, he was 3.814. Margin of victory, 0.0005. 0.005 at the finish line. Top Fuel is tough out there, people. 0.005 margin of victory for Shawn Langdon. Let's look at the remainder of first round. We would have lost to Mike Salinas. We had lost to Steve Torrance. We would have lost to Doug Coletta. But we would have beat Justin Ashley. We would have beat Leah. We would have beat Josh Hart. And again, that's just drag racing. It's part of it. Moving on to Brainerd.
Hey, you can't win a race if you don't win the first round, and that is solid. 3.68. You got a feel for Clay, right? I mean, what did he do wrong? He left on time. He improved from qualifying. He ran 372, and all he's got to show for it is an early exit from here at BIR and the Lucas Oil Nationals.
Brainerd, we raced OAB, Antron Brown. He was 061, I was 063. He was 837, I was 841. Moving to the finish line, Antron made his quickest run he had made in like 2 years. He went 368, we went 372. And we lost that one by 300ths. We got beat. Looking at first round at Brainerd, we would have won the matchup between Austin Prock, Billy Torrance. We would have won the matchup between Steve Torrance, Mike Salinas. We would have won the matchup between Josh Hart, Scott Farley. We would have won the matchup between Tony Schumacher and Doug Coletta. We would have won the matchup between Leah and Shawn Langdon. We would have lost the matchup with Justin Ashley and Krista Baldwin. Shoulda, coulda, woulda don't mean nothing because we lost. But I'm just pointing these things out because I found it interesting how close some of these races have been. U.S. Nationals, the last race we were at.
Another great run to the stripe, 371, Doug Coletta.
We raced Doug Coletta, just like Shawn Langdon. He's a bad dude, heck of a driver. He may not have won a Super Cup World Championship or a Top Fuel World Championship, but he has won a USAC Championship. The guy is a bad dude behind the wheel, no two ways about it. I was 056 to his 063. We were 837 to his 843. We were 210 with a 4 to his 211. 297 with an 8 to 298. Now here's where he started catching up with us. We did put a cylinder out a little ways down. At 8th mile, we went 287 miles an hour. He went 292. Finish line, 3.727 for us, 3.713 for him. Margin of victory, 0.007, 7 thousandths of a second. Dadgummit, y'all. So let's recap our last 5 races. Sonoma, we lost by 0.0038. Seattle, 0.0538. Topeka, 0.005. Brainerd, 0.0355. And Indy, 0.0076. That is 5 first-round losses. So if you take and add all of those up, we lost 5 races by 1/10 of a second. You see what I'm saying right here? 0.1012. 5 races by 1/10. If you think Top Fuel Racing is not the best it's ever been, you would be incorrect. These are the good old days of drag racing. A lot of people are going to argue that. They're going to say we missed a quarter mile, we're going to miss all these things, but I promise you, Top Fuel is closer right now than it's ever been. All I know is all this research I did still equals 5 first-round losses, and we're not happy about that. We, as in everybody on this entire team, are working their tails off to pick up some numbers so that that doesn't continue to happen. We've got a good race car. We got a car that runs good. And just like I just told you there, tons of the first round losses, if we had raced anybody else, they were wins. A lot of those runs, we were the quickest losing car. But it is drag racing. That's what makes it so good. When you do win, it makes it rewarding, and it makes it frustrating when you lose. But I can tell you all this, I love my job, and I appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, and we will see you in the next one.
Matchup. I mean, both drivers did.
Look, hey, you can't win a race if you don't.
And that's the reason it was so close, because Clay got